So something I wanted to talk about that's interesting is this whole like doomsday prep scenario, which I believe is a result of an overreaction to this actual virus. I think it's important to have emergency management, obviously like emergency kits, maybe dust masks if you need them, perhaps a generator, and just supplies in general, not because of the coronavirus, but just in case. But I feel like it's gotten sort of overhyped when you see a state with like only one or two cases end up running out of toilet paper, and then you end up seeing like tons of universities closed. You see public parks and attractions all closed, concerts closed, and stuff like that. I do agree with like the whole distancing concepts in terms of preventing large gatherings, especially given there have been people with the coronavirus in events like CPAC or in cruises or stuff like that. But I think in terms of like closing everywhere and people getting like years supplies worth of toilet paper is an over exaggeration given the actual statistical probability of getting such virus to begin with. And when you look at like us hypothetically speaking, like let's say it affected all 8 billion people globally from a statistical perspective, there would only be at that point probably even less than a 2% actual fatality rate. And you also have to keep in mind that people are in line already to end up making vaccines and protein synthesis to combat the coronavirus, which I think one of the best things that could be done is lots of data related to the coronavirus in terms of it as an actual like bacterial infection or some sort of genomic analysis done to the coronavirus is end up open sourced to researchers. I think open sourcing some of the biomedical data could be quite useful. But besides that, I feel like there has been an overhype in terms of like us emptying out stores just because a very select few have it globally, even though it is growing at an exponential rate. Because the thing that's alarming is this whole herd mentality of let's end up stocking up on this, let's end up basically like cleaning out stores, because this makes you wonder how, if we're reacting to this and this is considered a calm reaction, what reaction would happen in an actual emergency type scenario? Because the coronavirus is a very small pandemic. We also looked at stuff like the whole Ebola spread, the whole swine flu, bird flu. We the past generation lived through a whole bunch of different scares. So we we lived through already the SARS virus in general as well. So it's like the reaction we have so far is kind of problematic, because yes, we should have emergency supplies, we should have stuff like backup chargers and necessities, but I feel like to the extent that it's going on, really bundling up on stuff isn't the same thing as rationing. So if you end up getting like let's say a year's worth of toilet paper and then keep excessively using it, you're still gonna exponentially run out quicker. And I feel like also it's not smart to have this herd mentality, because given, okay, lots of people are running out of supplies right now as a result of said virus, then a few weeks later, a few months to come, people who actually need stuff aren't gonna get it. Like if there was some sort of consensus going on, like, hey, maybe this one family shouldn't end up getting all the toilet paper in Walmart. I feel like this is not a smart or decent react or civilized society type reaction to something that's not even yet an actual pandemic. Like, this is very minimal compared to actual pandemics in the past, and very minimal in terms of like actual statistical threat. And I'm saying that even if like all 8 billion people have it, given the actual potential fatality rate and how exponentially we're getting closer to actually developing a vaccine. And keep in mind, FDA timelines wouldn't really apply to like emergency situations like that. And also, given the fact that so many people recovered, lots of people probably have, at least serious medical researchers probably have enough data to start figuring out antibodies and stuff like that, so they could come up with immune boosters or come up with vaccines. So I feel like the actual whole like herd mentality of us worrying is not smart to begin with, and there are ways where you could end up prepping for emergency situations way beforehand that doesn't involve what's happening now. So I feel like being prepared for worst case or an emergency scenario is a good thing. There are ways though to do it more towards an actual like organizational pattern rather than just being like, hey, let's just go randomly buy all the toilet paper. That makes sense. Because, yeah, you do need supplies and stuff like that, but you need to be more strategic than just being like, okay, let me just empty out stores, because that's not really going to end up really helping anyone in the long run.